The parabola y equal to negative 1/20 x minus 3 squared plus 6 has its focus at 3, 1. Determine and state the equation of the directrix. So, looking at the equation of the parabola right now, I notice immediately that this equation is written in what's called vertex form, which takes on this template. Why is this template called vertex form? Well, that's because we can read where the vertex is located just by looking at the equation. The vertex is h, k. A here, the leading coefficient, in this case, is less than 0, which means that the parabola that we have at hand is going to be upside down. So let's make a sketch of this situation here. We don't really need to use a grid because, it's going to be very challenging to graph the parabola accurately anyway. So I'm going to draw myself an upside down parabola. I know that the vertex, according to the equation, is located at 3, 6. The focus is located at 3, 1, which is directly underneath it. And there's something else that you need to know, and I'm going to draw in a different color here. The directrix is going to be the same distance away from the vertex as the focus is away from the vertex. So looking at this right now, I notice that the focus is how far away from the vertex? The focus is 5 units below the vertex, which means the directrix is going to be 5 units above the vertex. The directrix is a line that is going to be above the vertex in this case because the parabola is upside down. If the parabola was right side up, then the directrix would be underneath it. So because the directrix is going to be 5 units above the vertex, we're going to go 5 units above 3, 6. And the directrix being a horizontal line, it will take on the equation y equal, we're going to add 5 to 6, which is going to be y equal to 11. Now, did you have to know all this to answer the question? No, there is an alternative way for us to figure this out. The alternative is this. I'm going to write on this side now. So if you know there's another use for the leading coefficient here, and the relationship is we can figure out the distance that the directrix is away from the vertex by identifying this number here. That's p. So p here is equal to 5, right? So p represents the distance that the directrix is away from the vertex. It also represents the distance that the vertex is away from the focus. We can calculate what p is just by looking at the equation. The equation right now is negative 1/20 x minus 3 squared plus 6, right? So that means my a value is equal to negative 1/20, which means if that's the case, I can easily solve for what p is, right? In order for this to work, I'm sorry, we don't need that negative in there because p is the distance, right? So we just take the absolute value of a to solve this out. So p then must equal to 5 because if I were to solve for p, I will end up with p equal to 5. So you see how we ended up in the same conclusion anyway, that p ends up equaling 5, right? But because we know that the vertex is located at 3, 6, and because a here is an upside down parabola, we can again arrive at the same conclusion. We know that the directrix is going to be above the vertex because the parabola is upside down. So again, we take 6 plus 5, so we have y is equal to 11. So this is an alternative way of figuring out what the equation of the directrix is, given the information that we have.